everyone, and welcome back. You know how it is, right? You're swimming through an ocean of financial news, just hoping to find, how do they say it? Those golden nuggets of investment wisdom.
I know that feeling.
Well, today we're going deep, diving deep into high-yield stocks.
The music to my ears. Love it.
We're talking those tasty yields, 5% or more, in this market. That's like finding buried treasure.
It's like finding a $20 bill in your pocket, right? You forgot all about it.
Exactly. And to guide us on this treasure hunt, we've got expert speaker here to break down these picks from the article. Here are my top 2 high-yield stocks to buy now, right?
You know I love a good stock analysis. What really grabbed me about this one is the contrast between the two companies, like building a risk barbell with your portfolio. Have you ever heard of that?
Ooh, okay, risk barbell. I like the sound of that already. But before we get too far, gotta ask the obvious. Why are these high-yield stocks so hot right now? I mean, the S&P 500 is barely offering a measly, what is it, like 1.2% dividend yield these days?
Yeah, it's pretty pathetic.
Who wants to settle for that? So, spill the beans, what's the first company on our radar?
All right, so first up, we've got a company all about that steady, dependable income, like clockwork. We're talking about Realty Income. Their ticker symbol is O.
Oh, okay, got it.
Think of them as the dream landlord, consistently paying rent right on time, every time, even better. They keep increasing those payments year after year. Right now, they're boasting an impressive 5.1% dividend yield paid out monthly.
Hold on, monthly dividends, that's almost unheard of.
It's a beautiful thing. And here's the real clincher. They've increased that dividend annually, get this, for 29 years straight.
Wow.
Talk about consistency.
That's incredible. So
Yeah.
what exactly does Realty Income own that's generating all this sweet cash flow?
They're a real estate investment trust, a REIT.
Yeah, okay.
But here's the twist. They're all about net lease properties. Imagine you own a building and you lease it out to, say, Starbucks.
Okay, I'm following.
Starbucks pays the rent, sure, but they also cover everything else, the maintenance, the property taxes, insurance, you name it, they handle it all.
No headaches for the landlord.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's essentially Realty Income's game, but on a massive scale. I'm talking over 15,400 properties across North America and Europe.
15,400. Okay, so they're like the ultimate hands-off landlords, just collecting rent from Starbucks and like thousands of other tenants.
You got it.
But isn't owning that many individual properties risky? What happens if a tenant goes belly up?
That's where their size becomes their secret weapon, right? Remember those 15,400 properties we talked about? That's some serious diversification. They're not relying on any single tenant or even any single industry. Plus, with their size and that strong credit rating, they're snagging the best deals and can weather those economic storms better than most. In the world of net lease REITs, they're a major player.
Got it. So Realty Income, they're like that reliable friend who always has your back. Steady, never flashy, but always there for you.
Rock solid.
But you mentioned a risk barbell earlier, so I'm guessing our next stock is a little more, how should I put it, adventurous.
You could say that. Let's shift gears from the stability of Realty Income to something with a little more, shall we say, intrigue.
Ooh, intrigue. I like it.
Toronto Dominion Bank, or as most people know them, TD Bank, ticker symbol TD.
DT Bank, okay.
They're currently offering a very juicy 5.2% yield, but got to be upfront. There's some baggage here.
Intrigue is one way to put it. I did a little digging, and, it seems TD Bank's been making headlines, but not for the right reasons. Something about a hefty fine, right, for not putting a stop to money laundering.
Ah, you heard about that, huh? Yeah, no way around it. It's not pretty. TD Bank got slapped with a $3.1 billion fine. Can you believe that? All because they failed to prevent some shady money laundering going on, mainly in their U.S. operations.
Okay, so not exactly music to an investor's ears, right?
Yeah, not exactly a ringing endorsement, no. And it gets a little worse. They're under the microscope now, more scrutiny from regulators, even some limits on their U.S. growth because of it all.
Yikes. Okay, but you're painting this as the exciting side of our risk barbell, right? So convince me, why is this a golden opportunity and not a giant red flag screaming run?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Here's the thing. Yeah, the money laundering thing is bad, no doubt.
Yeah.
But it hasn't touched TD Bank's main business, their bread and butter, up in Canada.
Okay, so they're still strong in Canada.
Think of it this way. They're like, I don't know, the Bank of America of Canada up there. They're everywhere, woven into the fabric of the economy. And get this, they benefit from a super strict banking system, tightly regulated. So yeah, their U.S. operations are, how do they say, feeling the heat. But they're Canadian business. Still a powerhouse.
Gotcha. So it's like one part of the house needs a major renovation, but the foundation, the rest of it is solid.
Exactly. You got it.
Yeah.
The article's point is those U.S. issues, they're unlikely to spill over and mess with TD's dominance in Canada. And this is where it gets interesting for an investor like you, all this bad press. It's pushed TD Bank's dividend yield up, way up, to 5.2%.
Wow, 5.2%. That's pretty high, isn't it?
Historically high for them, which makes it very, very tempting, especially for those who can stomach a little risk.
Okay, I'm seeing the potential here, but let's talk about that risk for a second. $3.1 billion, that's not chump change, even for a bank, right? How do we know they're not going to crumble under the weight of this whole thing?
Listen, that's a valid concern, not going to lie. But good news is, TD Bank, they've already set aside the cash to cover that fine.
Oh, okay, so they're prepared.
It's not going to sink them, put it that way.
Hmm.
What matters more is they're actually taking action, trying to clean up their act, revamping their whole internal control system, compliance, all that, to regain the regulators' trust. It's all about showing them, hey, we messed up, we learned from it, and it's not happening again.
So they're not just throwing money at the problem and hoping it goes away.
Yep.
They're actually trying to fix what's broken. But what does that mean for TD Bank going forward? Can they really bounce back from this? So they're not just throwing money at the problem and hoping it goes away. They're actually trying to fix what's broken. But what does that mean for TD Bank going forward? Can they really bounce back from this?
Well, the article seems to think so, yeah. They're kind of painting this picture of like 2025 being a big turning point for TD, a year of restructuring, really doubling down on making those U.S. operations squeaky clean.
So a comeback story.
Like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Right. Stronger, wiser. And here's the thing. If they pull it off, regain that trust, and get back on track with their growth in the U.S., well, this buying opportunity, gone. That 5.2% yield, a distant memory.
So it's a gamble, but maybe a calculated one, at least for those who believe TD Bank can go the distance.
Exactly.
I got to say, the way this article positions these two stocks, it really drives home that whole risk barbell idea you were talking about.
Right. It's a classic combo.
Realty income, our steady Eddie, like that blue chip stock your grandparents always told you to buy, the kind you can sleep easy with, knowing it's quietly growing your money.
And then there's TD Bank, our high-risk, high-reward play.
Buy low, sell high, right? That's the dream.
It's amazing, isn't it? Two companies, two totally different paths, but both offering that high-yield siren song.
It's all about finding the right melody for your portfolio,
It really highlights how important it is to know your own risk tolerance. What works for one investor might keep another up at night.
No one-size-fits-all in the investing world, that's for sure.
Well, folks, there you have it. We dove into that sea of market data and came up with two solid investment ideas. Realty income, our reliable rent collector, and TD Bank, our potential turnaround story.
Two sides of the same coin, both offering that sweet high yield, but with their own sets of risks and rewards.
Always a trade-off, right?
Always. But hey, knowledge is power. Do your research, understand those risks, and you'll be well on your way to making those smart investment decisions.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Hope you enjoyed it, maybe learned a thing or two. Until next time, happy investing.